Welcome back to another episode of the Padernacht podcast. Today we've got someone who's really in a building season, and I love these episodes. My guest is Rita Moreno, and the mind behind the Right Moves Mindset and Moreno Home Investments. She's a New Yorker at heart, faith-led, big on community, and she's in the middle of a powerful transition, moving from the healthcare world into real estate and investing. This is not an I made it already story. This is a real-time journey of growth, courage, and execution. If you're out there thinking about changing your life, this one's for you. Rita, welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh, I love that intro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I found it to be very accurate after speaking to you, and then you sent me over just your bio, right? I love these episodes because, you and I have obviously crossed paths multiple times.
Correct.
But like learning somebody's story really hits different.
It does. It
Like
does.
like even in pre-production, like I didn't know that you were Mexican.
Yeah. I am.
No idea.
Jalisco, where tequila is made,
Okay. Tell me, give me your life story in 60 seconds.
So, born and raised Westchester, family oriented, and I believe in God.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. How does God guide your decisions on a daily basis?
Very much. I actually am a Catholic, and I believe that God really just put me where I am right now. Like, he's been guiding me, and then right now it's more like I gave him the path and was like, you know what, I'm not afraid. Show me everything. And that has brought me to right here in this chair talking to you. So I feel like I love God, and I like to speak about God and everything, yeah.
Does your faith come from your background? Like growing up, were you in the church? Were you in Catholic schools? Like
Yes.
how did that play out over the course of your life?
Yeah, so yes, my parents are both Catholic, and growing up there, I got baptized, brought me to church. Honestly, every Sunday I hated going to church because I hated waking up early as a child. But I'm really glad that my mom did push me to do that because now that I see where I am and my faith and everything, I'm glad. But baptized, communion, everything.
Did you do Catholic school or did you do Sunday school?
Sunday school.
Sunday school.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I did.
Sunday school was rough, so I did a little bit of both. I started off in public school system in the Bronx, and my mom put me in Catholic school, put me in CCD class on Sundays. So like Sunday morning, it's like not just going to church. Now I got to go to school to learn also about God. But in the 5th grade, she transitioned me into Catholic school. So from there, I didn't have to do the CCD anymore. But I found it wasn't the waking up for me. It was somebody telling me what I had to do.
Okay.
It was like, oh, it's Christmas, you have to go to church. Oh, it's Sunday, you have to go to church. Oh, it's Ash Wednesday, you have to go to church. Oh, it's Lent, you have to go pray. You have to go do this. Yeah. I realized like I just hated people telling me what to do. So when I got old enough to make my own decisions, I kind of ran away from church.
Yeah.
And now I find myself running back to church, not necessarily to church, but to my own version of my relationship with God.
Right. I feel like that's where we all get stuck because we believe that just going to church is your relationship with God. Like, you have to go to church. I disagree. I feel like that's where it was maybe like the misconception of growing up where like people dread going to church, but it's not even that. You can have a different relationship. I actually go a lot to the grotto in the Bronx.
Really?
Yeah, like it's probably like I'm there 5 days a week. In the morning, as soon as they're open, I'm there, the guys with the gate, and just that's my church now. I don't actually go to a specific church. Stories, everything, and like growing up. But I go to the grotto. I feel like just grow and learn what is your relationship with God. Learn that, and then trust his process.
Yeah. It's just a little bit more about my background. My father was Jewish. My mother was Catholic.
Oh.
Yeah, so my father was, he believed that the children, me and my brothers, should be raised in the faith of our mother. But he was very supportive of our religion and our faith. I remember like vividly, like as a kid, midnight mass on Christmas, like he would be in the back of the church, like, and he didn't necessarily do that because he believed in Catholicism more than his, Judaism, but it was there just to support us. And, just seeing that opened my mind up to other ways of religion. And it's interesting because I'm wearing this shirt. I went to Fordham Prep in the Bronx, and Fordham Prep is a Jesuit school. And the Jesuits believe that your relationship with God is the most important thing. And they have a very unique twist on how you get there. So that just, again, everything happens for a reason.
Oh my God. I literally want to tattoo that on my forehead. Like everything happens for a reason, and everybody like that knows me are like, oh my God, Rita, there you go. And I'm like, because you don't know it why, you don't know it when, but like everything is either a lesson or a blessing. Like it really is.
Say that one more time, please. Everything is
either a lesson or a blessing. Everything.
Clip that, Claudio.
Yeah, oh my God. Everyone's like, there you go, Rita, you had to go. No, buddy.
All right. So tell me, what was life like when you were in the dental world? Like, what did that teach you about careers and business and?
Actually, now really putting in perspective of everything, like seeing everything as an outside thing, that's where I started creating systems, actually. And I feel like that's where it's gotten me again right here, because going into dentistry, going to the offices, no office really had a system. In all the offices that I went to be an assistant, I went to a general practice, I went to a orthodontics, surgery, I went everywhere. And they never had a system. And I feel like that's why office is always like looking for employees and everything. I started creating systems. I started like showing everybody how when I went away, I would come back early, and then like I knew that the person before me was not going to have all my stuff in its order. So I would literally, if I came back, let's just say from a vacation on a Saturday, I would literally go in on Sunday and put everything back to order, systems. I would prep already my tray for the whole day, the next day. So yes, the next day that I wanted to go into work, I had to go to sleep in. I knew I was coming in with my coffee. Why? I created a system. So I feel like, wow, I created so much system from dentistry. So yeah, like that's where everything came up.
And how long were you in the dental field?
11 years.
11 years. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I thought it was just like a quick flash in the pan. Like you
No.
were in the...
I was in one office for 5, and I was in the other office for another 5. And then like 1 year was like me really getting my studies and everything. So, and then I had to do an internship as well in Rochelle with Dr. Chan, super great. And so 11 years in total.
And what were you studying? You were studying to be a dentist? Or
dental assistant.
A dental assistant.
It only takes about 10 months.
Okay.
And then they put you in an internship. And then the school itself found me a job, an interview, and then that's where I went to Padernacht, and then I worked there for 5 years.
You worked there as a dental assistant?
Correct.
Wow, so that's like but that's like a full-blown career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like either that
It wasn't like you had a job in a dentist office. Like
No.
you had a career.
Yeah, I was a fully dental. I mean, I had to also get my CPR certification as well.
Okay.
I had to always go into meetings, everything, like really give up to the everything. Yeah, and I was in every because like every office is different too. You know, like you do completely different procedures. So I knew everything. Like you could have put me everywhere, and it's like I picked up everywhere. Again, I created something. I was like, oh, this is easy. But I was like, put me anywhere. I can assist anywhere. Yeah.
And when did you first feel that pull towards real estate and something different?
When I was then after either it was going to be becoming a hygienist, because I was like, all right, I'm an assistant already. I need to do something else. I was either going to be a hygienist, which took another 2 years, but the pay wasn't great. I was like, I don't want that. So then, and I would speak to the hygienist from all these offices. There was no hygienist that told me, oh my God, be a hygienist. It's awesome. No, they all hated it. They all were like, oh, don't ever pick this. Are you crazy? You have so much options. So I'm like, oh my God, all of that. Like, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Then I went into nursing. I wanted to be an RN, got all my prereqs. I was like going into being a full-time student and working full-time. So I was like 40 hours, working 40 hours. Yep. It was very tough. But I was like, you know, I want a bigger salary. Went to become a nurse. Older nurses was like, it's not worth it. The pay is great, but it's a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I just kept crashing. I'm trying to grow. And like, I'm like, wow, it was not it here. Then I started like talking about real estate because I started seeing and getting a lot of, I guess, ads or something on social media with like real estate. And I was like, oh.
Darn algorithm.
Just pulled me in. It was like naturally, like just be in real estate, you know? Yeah.
Did you have any friends that were in real estate? Anybody
None.
you knew?
Only one.
Okay.
One lady that I knew, she was actually trying to help my parents get a house. And I approached her and I was like, hey, like I'm a dental assistant, but I want more. I don't want to be a nurse. Told her the history. And she's like, don't do it. And I was like, yeah. She said, don't do it. And I was like, she's like, it's tough. She goes, you know, to build a career. And I was like, wait, I think you just gave me the push to now do something because you just challenged me. Like, and it was like female. And I was like, I could do this. What do you mean no? So that gave me the hunger to almost like say, it's the first time someone says no, but like so bluntly. And I was like, I don't know, my algorithm is telling me literally otherwise. So again, I was like, no, follow my gut.
Yeah.
This one's good.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I got into real estate.
When did you, like, what was that transition period? Like, were you still working in the dental field and then taking the course? And then once you got your license, like, how did you actually transition practically?
Yeah. So what I did is I approached actually Dr. Smith, and I told him, I was like, listen, like, I think I want something better. I'm going to leave the office because I want a career now in real estate. And he knew, obviously, I was doing nursing. He knew the struggles. He knew everything. And he goes, honestly, you're meant for like way more. Like, I see it, Rita. Like, your potential is out there. Like, do it. Like, honestly. And then his wife actually was a lawyer, and she's like, I never saw you in scrubs. I saw you like in real estate. And I was like, oh my God, it's so funny. So me approaching him, I told him I'm going to quit. You know, I need to like really pursue this and put all my focus in this. I gave him a month. So I trained a new assistant and I told him, I was like, can I treat them to my system and not how I came in? He goes, please, everything you do, you better show. And I was like, okay. So I did. And then after that, I stopped working fully. I stopped working and I just really focused on real estate, and I just did my course. So
you actually didn't start the course until after you left the job.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Correct.
What was the hardest part about like stepping away from a career where you've got a paycheck and now going into something that doesn't necessarily guarantee you any sort of paycheck?
It was tough. It was tough because, again, you're so used to, you know, your job, your 9 to 5, your salary. You're so used to that. Now, I didn't get a manicure for like 3 months. And I was like, oh my God. But again, like, it wasn't even like I wasn't doing it because I was like, oh, trust me, like, I don't even care about the manicure. Like, I was cutting my cuticles. I was doing everything by myself. But I was like, I can't. I didn't do my hair. I didn't do it. So much things that I was like, at the end, I'm going to do all of this, but right now it's not the time. I've done it always. I've always got my nails, and they're always going to be there. Nail salons are not going anywhere. So I was like, the whole entrepreneurship, just like, it changed my whole mindset.
What was what's the biggest thing that has shocked you so far in the entrepreneurship journey?
The believing yourself. That's the bigger thing, because I think that ever since I stepped into entrepreneurship, that's all I've done is kept believing in myself. And I feel like if you don't have that, like, then it's okay, but then you're not going to have the entrepreneurship, but the delusion of believing in yourself. And I just feel like I keep believing in myself, and that's pushing me forward than me getting my nails done or me getting a paycheck. Like, it's just that.
What fears showed up when you first started becoming an entrepreneur?
The fear of content, actually, because now we're in the world of content. Now we're everything. So the fear of posting was where it changed all for me. And that, again, me believing in myself, I was like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. Just post it. Just hit share. No matter if like your friend saw it from high school and you haven't spoken to her in like 20 years, you know? I think all of that, like, it really has helped.
Is there any skills that you've translated over from healthcare to your entrepreneurship journey?
Let's see. Besides the systems, I would think you would like to know, like, you know, your realtor has her certification for CPR. You never know. I think that's very important. Actually, after that, I just continue to just get it.
Really?
So, yeah.
So you still just keep it
with the Red Cross, yeah.
Interesting.
So even just that.
When I was a teenager, I was a lifeguard, and we always had to do advanced CPR. We had to do CPR, and then I had to get my I forgot the name of the license. It was like a water safety instructor, which is like a head lifeguard, and you had to get advanced CPR. The funniest part of CPR training always was like, baby, are you okay?
Oh my God, yes.
Like the baby's gonna answer
literally,
you?
and like you. Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny. So you stopped getting.
I stopped getting it.
Really?
Yeah. I stopped getting it. I stopped I stopped the lifeguarding when I was like 22, 23, and I never went back for the CPR. I mean, listen, I got clear the throat, right? Clear the blockage of the throat. I mean, I got the basics down.
Yeah, and just even like you can't undo that. You have that in your head.
Yeah, I actually had to use it one time. I had to use the CPR. Yeah, so I guess we're sharing, right? So when I was in my let me just think about this, 2012. So I was probably I guess in my early 30s. My grandmother lived in the building next to mine, and her neighbor called me up. It was like 5 a.m. like, there's something wrong with your grandmother. So I ran over to her house, and I found her there like on the floor, like
Wow.
like dying essentially, and I had to do CPR, and I did CPR there, and I kept her alive long enough for the ambulance to show up. And they took her to the hospital. She ended up passing, after she got to the hospital. But that was the only time that I ever had to use
Wow.
CPR. But it was interesting because like I had to use it on a loved one, and my grandmother, because you have when you're on 911, they're giving you instructions, and I didn't really need the instructions. Like I
Yeah.
just went right back into
Yeah.
it. And like that moment, and I'm just thinking about it now. Like I never even thought about my CPR license until you mentioned it. But yeah, that was the only time I've ever had to use it, and the skills don't go away.
Yeah, no, they don't. Like you can't undo it. Like that little like thing on your brain is still there, and it's like once I guess in the moment, it puts that, and it's like okay, you know what to do. So that I still keep it up. I just feel like
Hey,
for now
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't.
Who specifically, or was there one or two people that actually supported you, and were there people that didn't, right? And how did you deal with that?
So I feel like I didn't really have much people to support me besides like my mom. Really, she's like been always my cheerleader. And other than that, really, I've been really searching it myself. Like I'm the one that really like gets myself out there and networking. Like I go into the city from Westchester, I sign myself up to everything, and I just drive up myself. And everyone's like, "You're gonna go to a networking event by yourself?" Like, yeah, like that's the point of networking. I don't care if I'm going by myself. So I feel like I've known so many people now that support me now, but they didn't support me then. But I created that. Like I really been throwing myself out there so much to really just get myself out there in real estate. So here we are, yeah.
But your mom was there. Your mom did support the decision, because I would imagine, right? Like my mom was always like, "Go get a good job. Get a good job. Make sure that you're able to pay the bills." And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom. Hey, I'm going to be in real estate." Just like my father was in real estate. My two older brothers are in real estate. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to be in real estate, Mom. I'm going to get my license." And she was like, "Oh, okay. You sure you don't want to go and get a job with that expensive college tuition that we paid for?"
Yeah, like do something about that. It wasn't.
Oh man, because I got a degree in public relations, and I've told this story before, but maybe you're not familiar with it. But like when I graduated college, my father gave me a choice, and he was like, "Listen, if you want, go out and go out in your field and get a job. Go down at that point. I think PR was like starting salary was like $50K a year or whatever, and go down to Manhattan, because I'm born and raised in the Bronx, right by the 1 train. So like go down to Manhattan, go make a name for yourself out there, or if you want." I'll pay you, I don't remember what it was, $300-400 a week for a year, and I'll teach you how to never depend on somebody else for a check for the rest of your life.
Wow.
I chose the latter. That was 2003-ish, 2004, and I've been in business for the past 20 some odd years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been very challenging, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh,
It's extremely challenging.
I just started walking it, and I can see why everyone who really makes it so far to a successful life or creates a life that they want, I can see why it's just a challenge. It's resilience. It's everything in one, and I can see why for them it's worth it. Because I feel it. It's all worth it. It's going to be there.
I will tell you this: the most important thing that correlates to your success in any entrepreneurship journey, because I've done multiple businesses, but the most important thing that I tell every single entrepreneur is that your road to self-mastery and personal development will go hand in hand. As far as you develop as a person, whether it's spiritually, physically, mentally, that will define and correlate exactly with how you journey will go as an entrepreneur. Because if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't take care of your mind, if you don't take care of your spirituality, whatever spirituality that may be, whether you believe in any God, it's going to be very difficult to be an entrepreneur, because the amount of struggle that you face, that we face on a daily basis, is so daunting at times that if you don't have that faith in a higher being, and you don't have the physical ability to deal with this stress, and you don't have the mindset to say, you know what, this is going to work out, you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. And I will just tell that to anybody, that your self-mastery is the most important thing.
I agree with everything. Completely.
What does a typical work week look like for you currently?
A typical work week, or like a full work week?
Yeah. Ballpark. I
Like
mean, because
hours or
yeah, like daily, like typical work day look like. Let's start with that.
So a typical work day for me would be I usually wake up early. I hit the gym around 5:30 even. I come back, make breakfast in my house. I stopped eating out breakfast. I feel like all these habits have to like change again, creating new habits, being new. Obviously, we're entering a whole new phase of entrepreneurship. So I can't want the same results with the same habits. So I've been eating cleaner. And then I just get ready. I make some phone calls depending if I have some meetings or anything. Sometimes I go into the office. Sometimes I do not. But then I usually try to, at one point too, always like put myself first. I don't just put like everyone in life and business. Like I put myself, like I actually go to meditate. I've been trying to really meditate. I think that really helps me like maneuver in the world. So other than that, I go back home. I really just try to right now work more from home. I haven't really gone into the office, but yeah, it's probably daily. I can do about like 6 hours of like really work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how so you were talking about you're working from home, and we had spoken earlier about studios, but you have launched a podcast. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
How many episodes in are you?
17.
17.
Yeah.
It's called the Right Moves Mindset.
Yes. Right Moves Mindset.
Can you describe that in your own words?
So Right Moves Mindset, my podcast, I do it weekly. And it's crazy. I stopped doing it this year. It was throwing me off a little bit. But we got right back to it because, again, it's giving the example of the consistency of just starting up and everything. But it started when I was literally in a depression. I was in a depression moment, and I came out of it. And I came out of it by a lot of motivational quotes. I just kept seeing them. And again, I started getting to my faith. So I was seeing them as messages. Because at one point I was like, God, I'm giving you my life. You give me the direction. Like, I'm not scared. Like, you're gonna show me. So I just kept seeing quotes. So those were my signs. So what I did randomly, I hit up my friend of mine, and he was like doing logos from high school. And I was like, hey, Eric, I was like, can you do a logo for me? I have an idea. And like, this was like after the depression, and like it just came with it. And he goes, what? And I was like, I was in a bad moment, in a bad situation in life, but seeing all of these quotes helped me. So let me get back and like make up an Instagram account. And then I just started putting quotes, all the ones that helped me. I was like, I know this is going to be on someone's For You page, and it's going to help them. This is going to be so that he just put RM. And so he was like, here's the RM logo. And I'm like, RM. I was like, what can that be? I was like, right moves. I'm like, wait, but without like the mindset, you can't, like, you can just be a business person. I feel like anybody can be a business person, but your mindset just brings you so much more farther.
Yep.
Anybody can open a business, but like, what's in your mind? Like, how do you feel it? What do you do? Like, I love that. Like, so I was like, mindset, right moves mindset, and that's where it created. Yeah.
RM is your initials.
Exactly. And then I added the other M. I'm
There
like,
you go.
RMM, right moves mindset. Yeah, without the mindset, you're going to get farther. Trust me. It's a lot.
And the podcast is about what?
So the podcast is about what I do. So it's really personal. So if I'm going through something, I literally speak it. I cry. I do everything. And I'm like, look, I show them what I'm going through, what tools I use, what habits I created, what has helped me. And then I show them how much more I like deal with situations in life. Because in life, life is going to throw a lot of curveballs at you, right? So emotionally, how good do you control your emotions? How good do you leave that emotion? Like, do you leave it as in like a minute? That emotion only lasts 1 minute. So after that, it's like, how long do you drag that emotion? Because now if you're calling your mom, so all of these things, like, people don't know this. People, like, if you cut your emotion short, trust me, the other rest of your day will be so much better. But it's, again, the mindset. It's the emotion. So I started the Instagram. Then I was like, wait, I want to get deeper in this. Not just posts, not just anything, not just stories. Did the podcast. Now, this year, what we did, because I just got a virtual assistant. So I'm getting help with like that content, all that stuff. But what we did is we're going to print out the quotes now from that Instagram account with like everything. And I'm going to leave it globally. My intention is like if someone's in the train, like having a shit day because something bad news, lost a job, something, but it's on the mindset. So the quote's going to be there. I'm just going to drop it. And then they're going to get it, and they're like, wait, yeah, this makes sense. So I want to be that push that, like, those quotes were for me. So that's how we create that. That's right
That's
here.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you.
So an episode could be anywhere from laughing to crying to
It's everything.
sounds like a roller coaster.
Everything, which is life.
Yeah.
And which is why I'm like, guys, like we all see the content. We want to be like, it's not pretty perfect. We go through our stuff at closed doors. Everyone does. Personally, family, I mean, like everything. So it's like, I like to show that. I like to show the raw. I cry. I'm not afraid to cry. Like you guys cry. You guys just like not show it. So I like that authentic self, you know? Yeah.
What's your advice to someone who feels stuck but knows that they're meant for more?
Ooh, that's good. I feel like I was that. I would advise them to keep wanting more, because even if they haven't done nothing now, that want is going to push them to one day make a decision where it's going to transform them. But just keep wanting. Don't think like they're just keep wanting more. It'll push you. It'll push you enough to make a decision where you're going to be like, yeah, I knew I wanted more. Because you don't know up to what capacity is, like, you know, for me, it took me this much, but somebody could take him a little longer to know. So just keep wanting more.
Would you consider yourself to be somebody who is very self-motivated?
Yes.
Have you always been like that?
Yes. And it's crazy. I told my sister when I was younger and I was like a baby, me and her are like 2 years apart. In my mom's house, I used to want to be a teacher. So I used to put my mom's heels. I used to like act like a teacher, have an apple, have a coffee mug, and I used to sit all my cousins. And I was like the young one. They're all older than me. But I was like, no, just sit. And I was young. And I was already teaching them. Like that's where I was like, again, I always see things from a bigger picture. So when I was like, I was always meant to actually teach. And it wasn't to be a teacher because I had a chalkboard and I was just teaching. And they're like, we're babies. But I was like, wow, you see how when you see things like, wow, everything just happens for a reason. Like I was already teaching. Like I wanted to teach. Like I am meant for this. Yeah.
You know, they say the best way to master something is to teach it.
Yeah.
Right? So like the more that you're putting out there this right moves mindset and the mindset, it's just going to allow you to hone your skills even more and become more of somebody that people will run to when they are not feeling so much in the right mindset. I think it's really important that you're talking about that, right? Because it in my mind, it sounds a little bit like it's a little bit of mental health, a little bit of physical health, and it's a little bit of practical advice.
Yeah.
And by you being so raw and by you showing your emotions and being so honest, like that is what's going to hit for people because they want to know that they could relate to you and they want to know that you're being honest with them. People could tell, like, listen, people could tell whether or not you're being full of shit or not. And the more, what I found by doing this podcast is that the more natural I am of myself and not pretending to be somebody else, it has allowed me to connect more with people. And I think that you're on the right path and just keep doing more of it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Keep doing more of it. It's really important work.
Yeah.
Growing up, you know, listen, I got you by a couple years. I'm about whatever. I'm older than you, right? Mental health wasn't really talked about, like, especially like, you know, being a man, like mental health wasn't talked about. It was like, hey, just, you know, whatever, just toughen up, just deal with it.
Right.
Now in 2026, it's a lot different. And I like the fact that people are putting more of an emphasis on people's mental health and people like you who are out here, like just sharing your experiences, that might help somebody a lot more than going to therapy or doing something like that. Like the same way you go to the grotto for your religion, people might come to your podcast as their therapy. And you know, listen, you could save somebody's life.
Yeah, exactly. And because of that, that's why I do it. And that's why I keep on doing it. Yeah.
There it is. So what is the vision for Moreno? Am I saying Moreno? No, that's like a real gringo way of saying
No,
it, right?
it's Moreno.
Moreno?
Yeah, Moreno
Not
home.
Moreno?
Well, I mean, yeah, you could say that. Moreno.
Yeah. Moreno Home Investments.
Yes.
Like Moreno sounds like super gringo, right? Like I grew up in the Bronx. The Moreno Home Investments.
Yes.
What's the vision?
So Moreno Home Investments.
See, now you're doing it too.
Yeah, Moreno Home Investments. I created that when I got my rental property in real estate. I had to create an LLC out of state. And so I had to come up with a name. I didn't want to just put Moreno LLC, which I at first initially did. I was like, I don't like it. And so that's how that name was created. Yeah.
But what's the vision for it? Like, where do you see it going? Is it just for that? Is that part of your real estate brand, or?
So Moreno Home Investments is just for real estate. I think that real estate is going to open more doors for me in entrepreneurship. That is like, I'm going to have other businesses, but just real estate, it's going to be just that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's for your investment arm of your real estate business.
Yeah.
Because, you're also a real estate salesperson. So that's a completely different lane in the real estate world.
Yeah.
How do you see the two of those overlapping, or are they completely separate lanes for you?
So I think they're overlapping because it started as an investor. So like it was an investment move. And then I feel like that is just going to be any transactions that I do use in real estate, I'm going to use Moreno Home Investments. That's going to be my logo. That's going to be everything. My end goal with all of that is to even have a team that helps me with all of that with Moreno Home Investments. Just whether it goes rentals or whether it goes like as a buyer's agent or everything, it's just going to be that. That's
Where was the first property that you invested in, or the first area that you invested in?
I invested in Illinois.
Illinois, okay.
Cahokia, Illinois.
Really?
Yeah.
And what made you go all the way out there to the Midwest?
So, I ended up buying a property out of the state because with me trying to transition of where I'm going with the whole nursing and everything, again, algorithm, I was just there and it was real estate. I ended up following, I don't know if you know him. His name is Tom Cruise. He's like the Section 8 guy
Not
from
Mission
Miami.
Impossible Tom Cruise.
No, not that one. Not that one. This was real estate. He's an investor. So
no, I'm not familiar. Only Maverick.
yeah. So he started like I saw like on Instagram he does a lot of Section 8, but he'll like buy the property, a single property, and put a Section 8 person in there.
Like a single family home.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then have the government just pay him and everything. That's how he grew. So he was like selling a course, this, that. And since I was like always working and trying to figure it out, I had like a good amount of savings there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you know what? I'm going to do this course. Like join it. I'll have you get your first property. And in my head, I was like, well, listen, to make money, you got to like learn that it's okay to lose money. Like it's going to come back. Like, it's not about the money, but it's about the lessons, about the risks, it's about everything. So I was like, crap, this is first in time I'm going to put so much money for this course. Mm-hmm. Put that money there, bought it. And then actually it was like a one-on-one coaching with him that like he got me everything. Like he would tell me what to do. If I got stuck, I would screenshot everything. So like he's doing it, I'm doing it. From like he created an app where everything was there, community. And then he hooked me up with somebody that does seller financing deals. So I was like, great. Spoke to her, and I ended up getting a seller financing deal. So out of state. So I was like, crap. Did it, the whole transaction from.
And how long have you had that property now?
2 years.
2 years, and so far so good.
No, got rid of it actually today.
Oh.
Not today, but this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got rid of it because
you sold it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
sold it. It was not profitable.
Okay.
I did put everything there. Like I went out there, I worked on it myself, got workers. We were doing everything. But it ended up having a sewer problem with the city. This, that. It was actually, and it ended up being. I'm like, oh my god. But it's all a lesson, you know.
Yeah.
I was the first one even like to even do that out of state. It was crazy. My whole family was like, "Are you nuts?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." Like, I just got a property out of state, of course. Yeah.
So what prompted you to say, you know what, like that's it, I'm pulling the plug, I'm selling this thing?
That it costs more to fix it than to have it. And I was like, listen, it's a loss. It's fine. Like I still did a lot. One, it built me up. Like I was there hustling, like all of that. I wasn't even used to it. Like I was painting. I was on the roof. I was doing everything. So I was like, it's not a loss. It's such a lesson. I learned so much. Even going to Home Depot, I learned so much. They didn't even help me put the ladder on the pickup truck, first of all. And I'm a small person. And I didn't know that. So again, even just knowing that fact, like now I know that. Like even I gained that. Like I gained so much. I'm like, it's not a loss. Like everything has never been a loss, yeah.
I can imagine you in Home Depot, like, yeah, I'll take that ladder right there. Yeah. And then you just start walking to the car, like, wait, you're not going to bring this and put this on my car?
Literally, he goes, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, no, I swear. He was like, I can stand here and tell you how to do it and watch you do it. And I said, no way. And I was like laughing. I'm like, there's no, he's like, yeah, that's the law. And I was like, oh my God. So I literally did it by myself, first of all, yeah.
You know, the interesting part about what you just said is that, like, so I've invested in numerous properties in my life. And so all those lessons that you learn right now, like they're so important. That struggle, like I remember one of the first properties we bought, like we didn't have the money to be able to go in there and clean it out. So like I spent a Saturday and a Sunday in the apartment, like in the basement of the place, and just I bought a dumpster, like we rented a dumpster, and I was legit there by myself Saturday and Sunday, just clearing the apartment out, just getting out all the junk because we didn't necessarily, like I didn't know that you're supposed to hire a junk company. Like I just knew that I can get a dumpster and have a dumpster delivered, right? Like all those lessons you learn. And then also dealing with people, dealing with the city, right? So I guess you had a Section 8 tenant there.
Yes.
So dealing with the municipality, dealing with the tenant. Property management is more about people than it is about anything else.
Yep.
Like you got to crunch the numbers and know like what your exit plan is, but it's all about dealing with people, right? So like if you had a sewer problem, I imagine that your tenant was probably getting some sort of backups and they were calling you and you had to be so friendly, but yet, and they were calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
On a Friday.
On a Friday, yeah. But that's property management. So like that is literally the shit end of the business.
It was a sewer problem. Like actually, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm able to identify that right away because I know when you have a sewer, if it's a sewer problem, you're getting a backup, which means that they're getting water coming out of the toilets, out of the things, out of this.
Yep.
You know, so like you learn that stuff.
Yeah.
And like all those lessons, Rita, like they're meant for a reason. For you to, when you get your next property, you now know that. And it just keeps growing. And listen, surely I don't know everything, but I do know enough to feel comfortable when I'm making a purchase to ask for certain things, right? Like, and how does owning that home and going through that experience help you with your clients?
Extremely. It helped me, like you said, even talking to the tenant because I wanted to be rude and I wasn't even accustomed to talking to a tenant. I wasn't accustomed to even talking to anybody, just a representative over the phone. But even then, they never get the job done. So I was accustomed to insurance companies, so you can imagine that you're not nice to the insurance company. So I come from like being so rude, like haha, and to somewhere where like you can't be like that. And they're trying, you need to solve solutions. That's gonna get you nowhere. And again, even just then, I couldn't even handle my emotions. Now that I worked so much in my emotions, I'm like, if you told me 3 years ago to handle this tenant how I am right now, I would have hung up. And it's your house. It's your tenant. What do you mean you're going to hang up? Yeah, she's pissing me off. I'm just going to hang up. No, you have to deal with it. So all of that, everything has helped me, has built me. And it's like, I think that I'm on the right path of everything. Yeah.
You are. You really are. I mean, listen, at your age, and we're not going to say it on air, but you told me outside, at your age, like the lessons that you've learned already and the life that you've led so far is only going to set you up for further success. And just keep taking those lessons, keep taking those hard hits. Because the more that you take the hard hits and you keep getting up time after time after time after time after time in this business and in any business, like you just got to be able to get punched in the face over and 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 still get up.
And
because you know that there's a greater vision for yourself. You know that there's a greater life out there, the life that you're going to be able to dictate what's going on. And you can't control what's happening all over. You can't control like the algorithms and the this and the that and what's going on the other side of the world and blah, blah, blah. But you can control your sanity. You can control what's in your mind, in between your ears. And the more positivity you put out, like that's just going to lead you to a life that you really want to live.
Yes. I was going to interrupt you. I was like, actually, when I started the entrepreneurship, like the more I got into entrepreneur, the more I was like, wait, there are a lot of entrepreneurs around me. Like you see things different. Like it comes to you. I was like, oh, wait, there's so many entrepreneurs. Oh, wait, there's so much like you people. Oh, wait, you're not wrong. Oh, wait, you can seek more. Like it just starts unfolding in such in a beautiful way that's like in such a short time that I've been doing everything that I've been doing. I've seen such a great change. I'm like, how can I not start talking about it now? Yeah. How can I not start a podcast and see that just changing small habits, that actually noticing what human behavior is, knowing that your brain has the power to you, that like the way you feed it, the way you even just like watch a Netflix show and not watch and not like something educational, like all of that, like everything, it's part of it. It comes to such a long way. And I'm like, actually, I'm going to get back. Let me do this. Let me do that. So now I'm like, I want to do everything. I'm like,
don't do everything. Focus on real estate. Seriously, don't do everything because that's a trap. That's a trap. Like juggling all these things in the air, like that's not going to work.
So I heard Oprah. Oprah said this. And
let's hear what Oprah has to say.
Okay, so Oprah had said, when you don't know where you're going, you're never going to know. Like, you're not going to hit a direction because where's your stop? So a lot of people don't know where they're going. At least if I'm doing real estate, all right, finish my whole purpose with real estate,
Yep.
but close the door. All right, fine. Then get into something else.
Yep.
But finish it. Because if I leave real estate midway, if I leave nursing midway, if I leave, you're not going to finish anything. You have to. That's why people scale up, because they do it. They get whatever they want to do. They reach the goal, and then they close the door. And then they reach a higher goal, and then they close that door. Like, everyone leaves.
You said the right word. Goal.
Yeah.
Set your goal, hit your goal, smash it, go through it. There it is.
Next.
That's it right there.
Next goal. And
That's
start
it right
checking.
there.
Check.
Yep. Whatever your path is in real
Whatever.
estate. Whatever it may be. Maybe it's leading you to something even greater.
Yeah.
Who knows? What is one habit that you're building right now?
Right now, the habit
In this season of your life?
yes, it's my faith. Is like getting deeper into it with my faith. Not just going to the grotto. It's actually like reading the Bible. I feel like I've never even read the Bible completely. I don't know really much. I don't know. I would love to even give out, instead of quotes, then like verses of the Bible. But I can't do that if it hasn't helped me. So I want it to help me. So in my day, I do try to read one page of the Bible and try to understand it. And I just like rush through it, understand it, make notes. Because I know that that's my goal right now. And that's going to help me to leave, again, my messages. Yeah.
What is one habit that you're breaking?
Oof. Eating well. So that's a struggle. I've been
Eating
breaking.
bad food, you mean?
Yes.
Eating junk food.
Eating junk food. I used to always eat junk food. And I used to be like, oh, I'm just going to work out because I go run 5 miles. I'll be fine. But that's not the point. The point is, like, you're still eating it. Whether you're burning it or not, like, you're still intaking it. So that's been like, I'm a chip freak. I love eating chips. Any kind of chips. So that's been a really bad struggle that I keep breaking that habit of, like, the food. Yeah.
And last question is a book, scripture, or quote that you live by.
Book, Anatomic Habits by James Clear. That was the first book I ever read to transform my mindset. And
Habit loop.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay, so that camera right there is yours. I'd like for you to just say anything you'd like to say, maybe how people can get in touch with you, about your podcast, whatever you'd like to say.
Okay. So if you want to follow me, my Instagram, I have 2. One is Rita Moreno _real estate. The other one is Right Moves Mindset _. So you can just follow me, and we'll see you then.
Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a pleasure,
Thank you.
Getting to know you a lot
Yes.
better. And I can't wait to listen to your podcast.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you for having
welcome.
me.
Before we go, I like to make sure I shout out my man Claudio, who's behind the camera over there. If you're looking to level up your podcasting game, if you're looking to just kind of get in the game, right, just reach out to Kai Visions. He's usually tagged in a ton of my videos, so follow him on Instagram and just reach out to him and just tell him that you heard about him from the Padernacht podcast. This has been another episode, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Take care.